welcome to the fourth talk in the 2018 Martha's Vineyard Author Series. We have a new mic situation going on here, so we're trying to get used to it. But thanks for your patience. Thanks for coming out on a hot night. My name is Cecile Richards. I organize the author series as well as the Martha's Vineyard Book Festival, which will be coming back next year on August 3rd and 4th, 2019. So mark your calendars. Thank you. We're thrilled and honored to have Cecile Richards here tonight talking about her best-selling memoir, Make Trouble. She will be interviewed by author and distinguished member of our advisory panel, Alexandra Styron. I just want to announce some of the events that are coming up. This Thursday, Nell Scoville will discuss her book, Just the Funny Parts. Another woman who's made trouble. She's done it in Hollywood. She's a comedy writer, often the only comedy writer in the room, and she's been a great supporter of getting other women into the industry. So August 9th, this Thursday night. Tayari Jones is August 16th, An American Marriage. That's an Oprah Winfrey book selection for 2018. And then on August 19th, we have Michael Pollan. That event is sold out. And then just added, as many of you know, President Bill Clinton will be speaking on Wednesday, August 22nd, in the air-conditioned, in the air-conditioned Performing Arts Center at the high school in Oak Bluffs. If you want tickets to any of these events, I encourage you to get them right away because they are selling out fast. So a big thank you to our sponsors, to the volunteers and the staff who are here tonight and make this programming possible. The Vineyard Gazette is our sponsor. They did a beautiful ad the other day. You saw them, the half-page ad on the cover of the art section. They will be sponsoring with us also the Bill Clinton event. So there's a reporter here covering the event as well as a photographer. So Gianna and Catherine, thank you so much for being here. Also, I want to mention Bunch of Grapes Bookstore. Being here in their busiest season, selling 200 books, it's a labor of love. And they bring to the island, they make sure that the island has the best possible bookstore. So Dawn and Molly, thank you so much. We think we're a teeny bit short on books tonight. We will be selling book plates. So if they're beautiful, they've been signed. And if you haven't bought a book or you didn't get a book with your ticket and you want to get another book, you can buy the book plate and then go down to Bunch of Grapes later in the week and pick it up. So thank you for bearing with us on that one. Stina Sayer Design is our partner and new sponsor with us, and I'm wearing the little Stina Sayer. Pink is not my usual color, but in honor of Cecile, who's wearing black. I went with it. So thank you, and buy those. We'll make that $20 donation and get a free book bag. And now for the business at hand. Let me begin by introducing Alexandra Styron. Al Styron is the author of the best-selling memoir, Reading My Father, and a novel, All the Finest Girls. Her forthcoming book, Steal This Country, a handbook for resistance, persistence, and fixing almost everything, is for teenagers and is going to be released September 4th. so be sure to get it. Her work has appeared in the New Yorker, the New York Times, the Wall Street Journal, Vanity Fair, and many others. She's a graduate of the MFA program at Columbia, and she's a professor of creative writing in the MFA program at Hunter College. And she lives in Brooklyn and also in Martha's Vineyard. So we couldn't think of a more perfect interviewer. So thank you, Elle. And in planning this series this summer, getting Cecile Richards to come here was on the very top of my wish list. And who knew that her husband had family? We just invite them, and all connections somehow lead back to Martha's Vineyard. This woman is one of my heroes, she is, I'm sure, for many of you. She's been an inspiration to women across the country. As president of Planned Parenthood, she's endured some of the most brutal attacks when testifying before Congress. Who could forget that? Those men asking her those questions. And somehow she managed to keep her cool. And she always made the case that defunding Planned Parenthood would leave thousands of women, especially poor women in rural areas, without access to reproductive health care. And she continuously drove home that point. Cecile has dedicated her life to fighting for women's rights. She grew up in ultra-conservative Waco, Texas, but luckily not in a conservative household. In her own home, she watched her mother transform from a stay-at-home mom to a straight-talking, truth-telling governor of Texas. Following in her mother's footsteps after graduating from Brown, and I understand there's a number of your classmates here tonight, Cecile became a labor organizer for service workers across several states. She then went on to become Deputy Chief of Staff to Nancy Pelosi. She was one of the founders of America Votes, an organization that coordinates and promotes progressive issues. And she served as president, as we all know, of Planned Parenthood from 2006 until earlier this year. She now focuses on organizing and increasing the number of women who run for office and who vote. In 2012, Time magazine named her one of the 100 most influential people in the world, and we couldn't agree more. She's here with us to discuss her new memoir about standing up, speaking up, and finding the courage to lead. So thank you both so much for being here. Thank you, Cecile.
Thank you, Sue Ellen. Thank you, Cecile, for coming.
Thank you, Al.
Thank you all for coming.
Yeah.
Those of you who have been lucky enough to get a copy of the book are in for a huge treat. It's a wonderful book, and it is a really beautiful portrait of the life in activism. It's you kind of you see the entire scope of your life from the very beginning, which I want to talk about. I think if you read this room, you'll see that there probably isn't anyone here who is at all worried about the fate of the country or the future of reproductive rights. So if you wanted to, talk about Texas barbecue, maybe try to do that. Pie baking, yeah.